Hello, hello. It's Stephanie Levinston praying to the gods and goddesses of technology for help getting this live stream to connect up. Going to be here in a moment with Sunny Joy McMillan. Hello, Amanda. I have tech on standby, waiting to help me out. So Sunny is going to try coming on her phone. So no, she's not, Amanda, she's not here yet, but thank you for the hearts, girl. I'm bouncing hearts across to you too. I'm gonna give her a second because she was using her computer, and now she's gonna try using her phone. Fingers crossed, yep. Let's see. Amanda, I'm not going to bring you on, but when I swipe and look at, I can see your picture and then I can see that like video camera icon in the upper right hand corner. So I could probably, video with you would probably work okay. Let's see if it works for Sunny. And thank you, Amanda, for responding to my SOS. Thanks, lady. Okay, let's see where Sunny is. Thank you for your patience. Yes, I do. We respond to each other's SOSs. That's what sisterhood's about, right? Yeah, exactly. For all you replay people, just skip this part. I'll tell you when to start recording or start watching, rather. Maybe I should text Sunny and see. Huh, yeah, just keep some graphics going for me, Amanda. Ah, yeah, it might be on her end. Okay, wait, I see someone is on here. In a second, it will show me who it is. Sunny Joy, are you here? Sunny Joy! Oh, she can't hear anything. Oh no. Ah, this is crazy. Okay, well, let's just see. Yep, and it's still not giving me the option. Shoot. I don't know what to do, guys. Okay, here we go. Wait, Sunny, I think I can bring you on. Okay, I'm bringing you on. I'm inviting you. So if you accept my invitation, then we'll see. Let's see if the sound comes through. Can you believe it? Oh my God. Okay. I'm just kidding. Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes. So I had to, now my setup is a little bit messed up. Can you give me just a second to try to prop my phone? I had
Yes.
to turn it.
Go ahead. Prop away. Prop away. If I can figure out how, I will edit this later.
Good luck. Okay.
I'm glad we got it to work, though. I'm just giddy.
Okay, is this okay from where it can, like, what you're seeing and everything? Okay,
Yeah.
because the phone is propped against a water bottle and my computer.
I do that. Yes, I do that too. It's perfect. Okay, take 3, y'all. Okay, we are here. Woohoo! Prayers to the tech gods and Amanda for help. So everybody, I am here with the beautiful, delicious, delightful Sunny Joy McMillan, who is one of my favorite souls. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of what I know of Sunny, and then she will jump right in and talk a little bit more, because I want to give some shouts out to her and her work and her new book that's out, which I highly recommend. But initially, how I met Sunny was because I was looking for some ways to expand my reach in the radio show world. And we have a mutual friend, Susie, whose radio show I had been on. And when I had asked for some guidance on who else I might talk with, she said, "Oh, you have to talk." Oh, that's much better. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Now your beautiful essence fills the space. She said, "Talk with Sunny Joy. She's got a great radio show." And indeed, she does. She has a radio show that hosts where she interviews the most interesting, wonderful authors and spiritual speakers, seekers, all sorts of people, that some of which I've heard of and are actually pretty famous, and others are new to me, but such a great message that they have. And Sunny's energy is easy and lovely and delightful. So when we initially connected, I said to her, I don't know exactly how to explain well what I do, but if I could just show you, then you can decide if it's a fit for your show and for what for having me on there and more to talk about. So we did. We had a little session, and our connection was more solidified, and it was clear that we are also soul sisters. So that's how I met Sunny, and since then she's hosted me 2 or 3 times. I don't. Two.
I think
three.
it might be 3 by now, Stephanie. I think.
It's 3. Yeah. Times on her radio show when I go out to Seattle, and I get to Benny, who's so lovely, her assistant. What's his or title? I don't want to just call him.
He's a producer and a board engineer.
Producer and board engineer. Love Benny, love Sunny. And so I thought it would be really fun, Sunny, if you and I could play in the energy between us to do some channeling together and bring some insights, earth side, whatever it is that you're wanting to hear about. But that's my introduction to Sunny, and her book. So Sunny, I know
we don't have to plug the book. It's okay.
Oh no, I want to, because I've read it.
Okay.
Her book is called Unhitched. Subtitle is
Unlock Your Courage and Clarity to Unstick Your Bad Marriage.
Exactly. So this book, I will say, for those of you who are like, "Oh, Stephanie's in a bad marriage." Yes, some days I am. And some days we all are.
Right?
I will say, though, that this book is not just for those who are identifying as being in a bad marriage, but any type of relationship that is a struggle, which, hello, is all relationships. This book has really helped me during some bumpy times, continues to help me actually to get a really good, solid perspective. And there's spiritual elements to it, which I love. There's a lot of really great foundational things that we don't get to read about or hear about very often that come through beautifully in the book that show us how to stand as empowered women, really. You wrote that book pretty much for women, is that correct?
Yes, it's actually dedicated to all the women who know they are meant for more.
Yes. Yes.
So.
Yes. And so I'll say that even within relationship, we're meant for more, and more doesn't have that we leave the relationship. And you say this beautifully in your book too, which I felt let me really relax into the fact that it didn't mean I had to start packing my stuff. There's so much that can be done to enhance and improve on the connection by tapping into the authenticity and honesty of who we are and what we want and what we need, and being able to speak that more authentically. So excellent. I highly recommend it. It has helped me, can help me. And there we go.
Thank you.
Over to you. Anything you want to say about our connection, how we met, your book, whatever.
Yeah. So, and I will say, I may need to, since we had to switch to phone, I had my computer all set up with charger. I may want to plug my charger into my phone. So just let me know when a graceful time for me to scoot over to my briefcase, get my charger, and I'll come right back.
Yep. We'll do that right after the introduction.
Okay. So as Stephanie mentioned, I have a radio show in Seattle. It's Mind, Body, Spirit Wellness, and I get approached by a lot of intuitives and channels who want to come on the show. And, you know, I do a pretty even mix of science and spirituality. And I really, well, I just love leading edge of thought stuff. So when Stephanie approached me about being on the show, Susie highly recommended her. But as I mentioned, I've worked with a lot of intuitives because I'm blessed with the show to have a lot of people come across my radar screen. And so I remember I was sitting at a car dealership waiting in the service area, you know, like where they have little desks set up. And I'm thinking, oh, it's just going to be a quick 30-minute conversation. I'll get to hear about, you know, who she is, and she'll tell me a little bit about herself. And exactly what Stephanie said. She said, why don't I just give you a taste of my work? And so here I am sitting in the car dealership with my like headphones on. And Stephanie says, ask a question, and I will be able to bring through an answer from your higher self or from your guides or any number of other non-physical entities that can support you. And so I asked this question, and for the next 15 minutes, Stephanie was just like opening a spigot, and she just brought through this beautiful, loving message. It just blew me away. I'm in tears. I mean, there are people sitting around me. I'm sure they have no idea what's going on. I did not care. It was, I was hooked. And so, of course, did everything I could to get, you know, East West Bookshop here to welcome her. And now she's at a couple of events there, and she's been on the show multiple times. She is one of 2 frequent repeat guests. So I just can't say enough about her abilities. She is really 1 in a million when it comes to this work. So I just feel blessed to have met you when I did, because I know access to you is not going to be so easy going forward as more people get to know you. Just like Lynn Twist, the event at her home. I mean, my gosh, that's just crazy. So anyway, just feel very blessed, and I feel honored to be able to do this. It's kind of putting it all out there. Facebook Live, like, I'm not in the closet about loving channeled work. So here we go. Let's just make it public.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, Lynn Twist. I'm glad you mentioned that. So, Sunny, I recently went to California for a training with the Pachamama Alliance, which is an organization that I support, and they're helping to save the planet. So why wouldn't I support them? And Lynn Twist, who is one of our Shiros, right? Can I speak for you in saying that as well?
Hell yes.
Who is just this phenomenal human, beyond human, who's really dedicated her life to causes, the Hunger Project and Pachamama Alliance and saving the Amazon rainforest, etc. And who wrote a book, a phenomenal book called The Soul of Money. And she was gracious enough to host me from her home with some of her friends so that I could share my channeling work with them. And Sunny happened to be traveling in that area of California at the same time. So Lynn told me, invite whoever you want. I grabbed Sunny. She showed up. And it was such a beautiful piece of peace for me. See you there, to have a familiar face too, because I can get kind of buzzy, you know, with certain energies, and you are a very grounded presence for me. So I loved having you there, and I love having you here. And so we will dive right into some channeling. But first, Sunny's going to get her charger. I'm going to fiddle with my lights because I'm looking rather dark, at least. So hang on. Okay. Ah, is that better? Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Awesome.
Now we will not break the connection.
Very good. Okay, so you know how this looks and how this works. I get quiet and listen to what it is that you're wanting me to channel. Then I close my eyes, take a few deep breaths along with you, and bring forward messages to support you in this part of your journey, whatever it is that will be of the highest order of loving, unconditional love to support you. So
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so I was thinking about, and the question, I hope it's not too convoluted. I know you always will ask for more specificity if you need it, but I mean, as you well know, we've got a move pretty much. I feel like the vortex of energy has been created. We're going to Northern California. There are a lot of things that are opening up in my business right now. I really feel momentum around several projects that I'm working on. And there's a part of me that just gets like, oh my gosh, how is it all going to work? I get really amped up about human timing versus allowing just divine right timing. So I guess I'm looking for just a reassuring or encouraging message around how all of this is going to come together and that it will all be okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So are you in the process of making like some of the moving decisions, like about neighborhoods and the actual logistics of getting your stuff from one place to another and things like that? Or would you say it's still in the idea phase and you're throwing out ideas? Or would you say that it's in the process stage of actually making the action steps to go?
There, we came away from that trip. Well, when we planned the trip, we were thinking, okay, this will be a scouting trip and we'll just feel it out. But there was so much momentum or energy created while we were there. We know where we want to go. We know the neighborhood we want to live or the area of town we want to live in. Petaluma is where we're looking. And so we've already got a couple of agents that we've been talking to about new listings, things like that. We're going to rent for the first year and keep our place in Seattle. It's just so we figured things out. But yeah, it's pretty tangible right now, a lot faster than what we expected.
Okay, got it. All right, so just join me in a few deep breaths to ground and center our energies. And let's hear from this guide who immediately stepped forward. Feminine energy, very expansive. Like if she was in human form, she would be this huge, huge, and I don't mean huge in any negative way, just really um, wide, filling a space just enormously, and but a very soft energy, and also a very bit of a very directive energy as well. So let's hear what she has to say. You, of course, precious one, are stepping into something that you created for yourself. So isn't it interesting that you are also doing the dance of, oh my, what shall I do? Oh my, I shall bite my nails a bit longer, perhaps. And so I know this dance that you do, and you know it too. And so here I am doing the dance with you. Because if we can dance our way forward through those things that feel as though they are hurdles, but really are not, then we will see, you will see, but I will see alongside you that what is on the quote other side of this is so much ease and grace and purpose that you will say, I wonder why I did that dance even for a moment, because everything here has been laid out so perfectly and so clearly. You will even say that about the things that were irksome and troublesome. For example, getting cable hooked up and phone service and the like. And you will see that you have transcended at that moment when you find yourself in the other place, wherever that other place is. That wherever you go, there you are, bringing energy of love and kindness and attentiveness to everyone that you deal with, to everything even that you do. And so it really is only in these moments of um, overwhelm, when you are by yourself, to create and spin the story of, oh my, what shall I do? It all seems so big to try to navigate. The truth of the matter is, you have already created the inner circle of support that is necessary right now. You are just not yet at the point where you have delegated to sufficiency. And so I am asking you, here you go, I'm placing the cap on your head, the cap of grand delegator. That is what it says. It is big. It is navy blue. It's like the hat that I guess Uncle Sam wears is what I'm seeing, like the design. And it has this big banner across, Grand Delegator. And so when you wear this hat, you will sit quietly and you will allow for the tasks that need to be accomplished to roll through you. So they will come up and you will give them voice, and then you will immediately be given, through external and internal guidance, the perfect being that can affect that particular task, that can execute on it, or that can give you the idea that will lead to the next idea to make this the smoothest transition possible. This is why you are hanging on to um, the thought that things might be difficult, that they might not be as smooth as they need to be, because you are feeling that familiar feeling that it is all on your shoulders, that this is something you must traverse by yourself. And yet here is this perfectly developed, ready to go circle of support that you have summoned, that is ready to take their tasks and run, that you are ready to deliver the tasks to. It is with delight that you see them now in your mind's eye. The faces are popping up, are they not? One by one. Oh yes, here is one that has offered this, or here is one who I feel might offer this, or here is another who is particularly gifted in this particular way because he or she has just experienced something similar. And so this warrants you sitting back in some peaceful place with your pad of paper and pen and simply writing out how it is you would like to task others. Do not get hung up on the old story that you do not wish to ask for help because you can never repay it. That story is a bunch of bullshit. And you know so. That story is old and it no longer functions. It has never suited you quite well anyways. And so as you are allowing others to show up in service, you are automatically, energetically offering gratitude that goes far beyond anything you could do in human action that would repay them. Instantaneous is what it is. And so, yes, to the fact that you are on the right track. You already knew this and did not need to hear it from me or anybody else. The feel of the relocation feels quite wondrous when you allow it just to see, when you allow yourself to just see yourself transplanted and functioning in the new place. All of the things that you need will come with you. All of the things that you need can fit in a suitcase. All of the things that you need are part of this grand release that you have also called forward as part of the journey that you are on right now. So remember, as you are in contemplation, what should stay and what should be released or gifted or placed out into the energetic universe, that everything you are able to free yourself from allows for your wings to spread further and further so that you may fly high, dear one, which is exactly what you are meant to do. Yay.
I always feel so bad because I ask the questions and I often hear, you already know this. And I'm like, I know, but
yeah.
I want reassurance and validation.
Absolutely. The purpose of like getting messages is not just for like new information. In fact, rarely is it new information, especially when you, like you, are an older soul. So of course this is known to you on multiple levels. And of course it helps to hear it through the sound waves, through your ears, because what you're doing is you're linking that up. You're linking up what is at your core of what your intuitive knowing. But that can kind of feel like it's floating about sometimes, you know, like needing anchoring. How do I know that this is real and this is true? Your message comes in, you're like, whoop, oh yeah, that's right. Now it can move together. Now I can know. But did you see the faces? I was curious of when she was saying, now you can see the face. Yeah, you did? So
a couple of ideas of who that would be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a number of people, at least I'll say at least several, because I was just seeing flashes of heads bobbling by, that are ready to serve in a way. And what she's saying, this guide is saying, is that you feel like you are the one being served, which is faulty thinking. By allowing ourselves to receive the service of others, we too are serving, because no, it's the being in service that is the gift.
Yeah.
So as you write down like these tasks, because they're, I'm sure, enormous. Like it's not easy moving. It's huge. It's exhausting. It's tiring. There's not at all.
Wait.
You can hear me okay?
Yes, for a moment you froze and I got scared, but no.
Yeah, no, a call came in.
Okay.
So, but with those details, there are others who can manage and handle those that do not need to be handled by you. The work that you're bringing, that you're relocating, That's where your mindset is and
Mhm.
needs to be, so that as you unfold it in the next arena, it's the same work, just better surroundings, let's just say more improved surroundings to support it, so that your needs are being nourished by where you're at, and this move is a need of yours, and you've been cultivating it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just didn't expect it to move so quickly. And right when I'm picking up momentum in my business in a new way around the book, the human part of me just says, "What the hell are you thinking?" But my heart and spirit and Chase's as well are like, Petaluma, here we freaking
Yes.
come.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
So,
is any of the work that you're with your book, is it location relevant? Are you going to be having to travel? Like, are you going to travel for to promote the book? Is there some of that, or is it settled in Seattle? Like, some of what you're doing is really like grounded in that, or what?
no, I think it's more. When we go down to California, I'll be giving up my office here in Seattle. So that I think is most people in my line of work have a headset, a phone, and a computer, and no physical office. So it's just kind of a shift in mindset of being a limiting belief, perhaps, that I have to have an office,
Mm.
which I may do. I may set something up there in Petaluma or in the city in San Francisco a couple days a week. There isn't anything that has to be done in Seattle. And as my message at Lynn Twist's home when I was there, and I asked specifically about California, my community will travel with me. Like nothing needs to. I'm not giving anything up by leaving. It's just my own limiting beliefs around what it's supposed to look like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good. What else? What else can we jump into?
Oh, so I get more than one question?
Yeah, girl, let's keep going.
Oh my gosh, how cool. This is such a gift. Okay. Oh gosh, I just wrote down the one question. So let me
Well, take your
is
time.
it
That you
well,
can feel into that.
oh, there's also, I guess, in being really honest with the momentum picking up in my business, there are one of my constant, well, sorry, let me back up. I have been shown time and time again that the universe is benevolent and will take care of me. Like everything that I need, I have. And, it's more like the reptile brain about being taken care of financially, I guess. Because I think I've done so much to create momentum in my business and to be moving and shifting things and putting energy toward that. There is still that human part of me that goes, what if all the momentum goes away? What if it's too precarious financially at this time in your business to try to move, that kind of thing. So maybe could I ask for some reassurance around that concept of being always divinely held, no matter what happens?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
for sure. That's a good one. This is coming from another group of guides. There is a common misconception and misunderstanding about momentum. Momentum is an energy that is in motion. It is not only taking place in the waking state. It is just that is the state that humans are aware of. And so there is this presumption that momentum is being created by the human and maintained by the human in the waking state. And this is faulty because much of the momentum that is created happens in the state where all things are released, which is, of course, the sleep state, the state where things are settled, the dream state where all things are wide open and astral travel can be made, the state where ancestors as well can make their connections more easily because there is not story, resistance, and persistence around it that would interfere with the ease of reach. And so, if you knew that what we say is true, that most momentum is created from your sleeping state, then you could relax more, sleep more even perhaps, which is a grand idea specifically in your case. And and allow for this momentum to continue to lift you and ease the perceived burdens that you feel, the misunderstanding that you must effort more or try harder or more action to any of the single things or collective things that you consider to be your work. And so, with this new construct in mind, we ask that you go to bed a little bit differently, a little bit earlier, yes, and with a bit of a ritual beforehand so that you can invite in the maintenance of the momentum, so that you can recognize that the best momentum, the highest quality momentum, the greatest amount of perfect pacing in the forward moving energy that you wish, that is bringing you closer and closer to the truth of who you are and to being fully fulfilled by your truth, and the way that you serve that up to others will be made easier by this simple ritual of one acknowledging that this occurs while you are in a different state, and two, accepting that there are others who are, let's say, hard at work, although our work is not hard by any stretch, on behalf of you, knowing exactly what it is that you are needing and wanting, because you have done your part to clean that up, to offer clarity into what it is that you are asking for, which we are asking you to do prior to going to sleep. Give us your to-do list, if you will, of what you would like to be experiencing in terms of the ease of your quote unquote work, in terms of the ease and healing of relationships, in terms of your self-love, self-honor, and self-acceptance, and all other things that might occur to you. Ask for these things before nodding off to sleep, and ask for the sleep to be replenishing, to be rejuvenating, to be resetting of what you thought that prior day, so that when you wake up in the morning, there is a new possibility that you had not yet considered, because possibilities um, generally do not always come from self-generation. They also come from impulses from the, we will say, external, meaning that the energetic support system you have are sending them all the time, and you are sending them as well, and they bounce off each other, and what returns to you is a new inspired thought or action, some other delightful way of looking at things, of considering things. All of this happens while you sleep. Isn't that magical? Cool. I'm gonna go nap.
Yeah, that gives me so much reassurance because it makes so much sense. The momentum, I think it's all my thing, but no, I know this.
Yes.
But it took me hearing it from you.
Yeah. Well, you know what, this flies in the face of a lot of coaching lingo, right? Because
Mhm.
if we're taught to coach people, and by the way, Sunny is a life coach, and coaching is amazing. And you were trained by Martha Beck, and I don't have anything but delightful, wonderful things to say about Martha Beck. I think that we come from this, helping people map out what they're wanting, and then getting to the steps that will get them there. And I know there's a lot of energetic work Martha teaches around that, how to attune to that. But if most of this happens while we sleep, like the best quality of it, we can effort and bulldoze forward in any way that we want to. It's just tiring. And it doesn't turn out, the way that we see it, because we're so busy in the action of it that we're not aligning with the feeling of it, and we lose a lot of the connection. But if you can have this ritual where before you go to bed, you get clear on what are the areas of momentum that I would like to stay in that higher, frequency, I'll call it, in that higher field that allows me to be me and do me with greater, and not worry, because that's what the mind does, about the more grounded tasks, that the things that take up a lot of space in our mind but don't help us, don't support us actually on our journey. And so that might be one of the things you request. Can you please, guides, clear my mind of all this buzzy, spinny thought stuff that takes up so much space that I can't hear that internal guidance?
Right.
That's one thing. Can you also maintain the momentum, let's just say the reach that my book is having? Can you continue? This is, one of my own coaches actually told me this. She's like, why don't you, I was looking for more clients. And she said, why don't you put your guides on the task? Duh. Like, why didn't I think of that? I'm the channel, right? Like, what I'm doing. She's like, tell them, go get me my people, go get me
Uh-huh.
those souls that would be best served. And so for you, in the reach of your book, go get me those communities and those centers and those agencies or whatever it is that are wishing to either host my book talks or promote my book or give me a speaking spot to talk about this or that. When you get clear on it, on what you want, then you place it in the hands of guidance. Then the
Yes.
two together connect up and mesh and hold an energy of um, momentum that is so far beyond what we can do just in the, oh, I finally got this thing where it's like chugging along now. Oh boy. But when you get the guides in on that too, that's the real momentum.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yes. And you need more sleep.
Yeah, and having a ritual around that is really nice, because I have a tangible step I can do now with that. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you want to do one more? We don't have to if you feel good and complete, but I'm here and we can definitely tap into something else if something comes up.
I actually, as you were responding with this last one, I do have one more question. And if you promise that you're okay to
I
go.
promise.
Okay, okay. Hey, because this is actually one I keep a running list of questions to ask you when we do readings or I come to one of your group channeling sessions. So this was one that's been on the list and I think it's particularly relevant. So, um, as I am learning how to better support my body for the work that I want to do, proper sleep, not having alcohol on certain days of the week because I know it kills my inspiration and my how I feel the next day. Um, so there are days when I just feel completely aligned and like I am plugged in directly to source and the ideas are flowing, my energy is high, and I feel like a channel for something greater and just in terms of my inspired activities throughout my day. Mm-hmm. There are other days where I just feel like I'm slogging uphill in rubber boots in mud during a big rainstorm, pushing a boulder. Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious, I'm totally fine if this is just part of being human, that to be able to hold energy, our bodies aren't always going to be able to do that perfectly. And I'm fine with that. But I'm just wondering, is what I'm feeling appropriate for me? And am I supposed to be doing something else so that I live in that constant state of, inspired, energized action, versus having some days that are lower and I just kind of am like, okay, let's try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes total sense. I think everybody can relate to this. Yeah, let's see. Let's hear what you have to say. From your guides, I don't have names or anything, but feels like a similar grouping as those that came in before. It is perfect, actually, that you are asking this question that you have in this way that followed the previous wondering as well, because it is all so deeply related. When you are in, as is called there on the earth plane, in alignment, you are recognizing that things are easeful and in flow, and you do not have to think much because everything presents itself one after the other in its divinely timed way, so that your attention can be given only where it is needed. And when you are feeling otherwise, and that is what we will say, otherwise, any feeling outside of that, it feels as though, and you have been told this multiple times, most of you listening have as well, you have been told that you must quickly quickly get back into alignment, go ahead, lock yourself back up or attach yourself back to that meditation cushion. Go back to your ohms, go back to your yoga poses quickly and get back in alignment, because this will not do. This is not the way it is meant to feel. And we would say, why not? Did you not choose to have the human experience? Did you not choose to have the contrasting feelings and energies so that you could not only know what it is that you want, but also understand how feeling differently serves you in every way? That when you feel badly, let us say badly, deeply sad, disturbed, distressed, which is such a common experience now with the energies ramping up in the way that they are there on the earth plane. When you feel, as you say, badly or negatively, that is for a great purpose. There is wisdom to every feeling that you have. Fatigue as well. Fatigue is not just a um, symbol or signal that you need to go and rest. Yes, of course it is at its most logical, but it is also a signal that there are energies that are wishing to be in growth that must first go into rest. It is a hibernation period when you are feeling at your most fatigued. And so allow that. Allow for the hibernating, however that looks for you. For some, it is a nap. For others, it is chewing gum. Okay. And for others, it is a deeply meaningful conversation with someone who understands the ins and outs and the depths of what another person is feeling or saying. There are so many ways to hibernate. Define what they are for you, meaning how you feel most restful, not simply what replenishes you. And this is a new way of looking at this, because when you wish to quickly get back to your state of inspired thinking and action, you are seeking something that will infuse energy, whereas hibernation is something that insists on rest. It allows for things to restructure and reorder, which is absolutely necessary. You do not have to know what is going on during this state of hibernation, and you do not have to feel rejuvenated or replenished afterwards. You simply can, quote unquote, awaken from it and say, okay, I guess that's what I needed. Next thing, please. And recognize that you can pick up where you left off, or you can start from ground zero, and both are perfectly purposeful. So we are asking for you to recognize that it at this phase of your journey is equal parts hibernation, action, replenishment, rejuvenation, inspiration, rest, sleep, conscious, unconscious, non-conscious, all of it. Every single label that you could ever come up with, all of it has a place within you, because all of it makes you human.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that it said equal parts, not like 3/4 of the time inspired and going, but equal parts, unconscious, yeah, not conscious. I love that.
I love it. Unconscious, not conscious. Yeah, we have such judgment around that, right? Like, oh, that was really unconscious of me. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Because without that, can we claim to be human and have those multiple facets of who we are and learn from mistakes, if there are mistakes, which really they're, I think, just experiences. So I love that too. That was a perfect question and guidance for that we can all tap into that.
Thank you for allowing that kind of one.
I love you, lady. You are.
I love you too.
I'm so grateful. I can't wait for others to see this live stream and pull from it what they will. Thank you for sharing your heart and your time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Stephanie. What an honor and a blessing it is to be here with you today and to have this like personal session. Woo!
Yay!
Personal public session.
Yes. Lots of love. We'll be in touch. Take care, son.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everybody.